3 on a Monday afternoon on Channel Africa, the moment that we've all been waiting for at Channel Africa One on the socials. She's a digital entrepreneur, a maverick, a businesswoman, an all-round superstar. Mihlali Ndamase, welcome to Channel Africa. Welcome to the episode.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It's a girls' party today.
It is. I love it.
We've been so excited to get you onto the show. I'll tell you why, as a rash for you. And by rash, I mean that I stalk you. But
okay.
Stalking you in a very professional way. I started this job at Channel Africa 3 months ago, and the first thing I said is that I'm going to have to Mihlali Ndamase in my life.
Yes.
Which is basically wear makeup as well as you do. Now, obviously, I'm not there, but the point is that I had to watch your YouTube videos from way back then, because you've been in this game, you've been doing this, trying to learn all your tricks and your tips, and it was just so refreshing to watch some of that stuff and compare it to how far you've come.
Thank you.
So
I'm
thank
glad
you for helping me with my job at Channel Africa. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to have a conversation with you ladies.
So let's talk about it. I mean, you have built a myriad of a career. When we think about your work in beauty, when we think about now in fashion as well, I mean, that transition, let's talk about that. I feel like it was natural because a lot of us that watched Mihlali know that she was that fashion girly. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, no, it was natural. You know what? Where it came from is obviously having started off in the beauty space. I spoke about my journey multiple times, having insecurities, acne, adult acne, and first started off as a mask, and then became a passion and more of a art and a craft, and then transitioning into fashion was so natural because I've always been someone who loves fashion. So even with my YouTube videos and my Instagram, my audience would constantly ask, like, how do you put your looks together? And as I grew more in the industry and started attending red carpet events, worked with the multiple fashion powerhouses, local boutiques, people were like, oh my gosh, we love her red carpet looks. Like, trust and believe that when you show up, you're going to show off, which I really appreciate. So I decided to go into business with my mom, who is professionally a fashion designer as well as a businesswoman, and I just felt like putting together the brains of someone who is in marketing, being myself, and monetizing my audience, as well as her brains who understands the nitty-gritties of fashion, such as the textiles and the fabrics, and just us having similar style and understanding the African market. I felt it would be a great venture. So that's how we transitioned into fashion. I'm still a beauty girl, but I'm more of a fashion girly, I think, now. I don't know, but I mean, there might be something coming up for beauty. We'll see.
We always want to see. You are an OG YouTuber and content creator. So you are one of the first to do it and to do it successfully. So people were doing it before, but they weren't doing it on the level that you were doing it. And you peaked quite early on in your career. As a pioneer in this space, what has been the best thing for you to learn, especially now? You know, how many years has it been? Almost 10, right? That you've been doing this.
Crazy business.
What have you learned the most about the space that you're in and you as a woman and a business?
What I've learned, I think, in terms of the digital space is that a lot of people come into it without having clear direction of what they aspire to be within the space. So I think even when I started, I was just like playing it by ear, and my audience, luckily it was what I initially started with that my audience fell in love with me for. But those who aspire to be content creators, I always say it's important to identify your niche, because then you can position yourself well, even with brand deals. You're not just like taking anything and everything that's thrown at you, because as consumers, there needs to be some sort of flow on your platform where we know that, okay, we can go on Mihlali's page for this, and not to say that people cannot diversify their content, you definitely can, but everything should align. I think that's what I've honestly learned, is understanding the core of your brand. That will help you build a solid foundation.
But I feel like you've also made a significant investment in yourself. I mean,
100%.
Yeah, no. Girl, I pray for anyone to be able to just see you and meet you, because it is actually insane and so inspiring. And the one thing I think that stood out, especially for plus size women, was your weight loss journey. And I must be very honest, you were so open about it. You posted pictures that were quite open. You said, guys, this is where I am right now. This is where I'm going. Sharing that level of vulnerability on social media, how has that impacted your journey?
It's honestly had a great impact on my career in terms of people feeling like there's some sort of credibility to the Mihlali Ndamase brand because I am honest and transparent. You know, people sometimes don't want to see everything that's surface level and very shallow, just like, okay, she's pretty, but it's like, what else is there? What else can we gain from her, you know? So being vulnerable has really helped in terms of growing my audience and having like a very strong support base in terms of my supporters. But obviously there are some cons when it comes to it because then you're opening up yourself to all sorts of scrutiny. But I'm never ever fixated on that. I mean, my weight loss journey, I was just being honest about like these are challenges that we all face as women. I'm growing older, and even in the video I was very vulnerable about how my body's not the same as when I was 19.
Sure.
And I think another thing that really inspired me to open up about my weight loss journey was because I was getting remarks about how, okay, now you're getting too fat, now you're gaining weight, because people are so used to like your child body, and it's like, guys, I grew up in front of you. Of course, at the age of 25, I'm not going to be the same weight. Of course, at the age of 29, the hormones, the body fluctuates. So, yeah, I just wanted to be transparent about my weight loss journey and also just show people that there are ways in which if you commit to a journey, like I went pescatarian for a year, which was very hard, but it was so worth it.
Let's chat about everything else that you've done outside of, you know, the business and just kind of growing as a personality. Because even when I hear you speak, you sound accomplished, you sound articulate. In terms of, yeah, do you know what's actually refreshing is when we interview content creators, obviously you're not just a content creator, they almost don't have the gravitas and the depth, and you clearly do. And I'm curious to understand where that comes from. You sound like you've been wanting this your entire life and you've worked towards it, and now you're at it. And I think that's also very refreshing and powerful too.
Thank you. Geez, that's a difficult question because I honestly, so I did go for presenting classes, but I didn't complete my course because it was something that I was interested in dabbling into.
Sure.
But even when I was in high school, I did part-time modeling school. So I think my parents sort of saw that, okay, she has that star factor and let's invest whatever we can in helping her achieve her dreams. Because I was very vocal at home about the fact that I want to one day be on YouTube, you know, as much as there's a lot of family members who may have questioned, like, does this make sense? Is it going to make you money? Because it wasn't the traditional career. I mean, my dad was a surgeon. So imagine now, YouTuber and a makeup artist, it does make it. So, yeah, I mean, luckily I had the support. And I think also I do a lot of research, you know. I do a lot of research. I like to read up on what other people are doing, how to better improve myself, how to be more articulate, because the one thing I don't want to ever do is sound stupid, because already there's a perception that, okay, she's beautiful and she doesn't have a brain. So I try to invest in gaining more knowledge.
Baby, you can hear. You
Absolutely.
Not just the beauty, the smarts, and the hard worker too that you are. We absolutely love it. It is Channel Africa, The Upside. Mihlali Ndamase at Channel Africa 1. You have to check us out because not only is she bringing her beauty, guys, she's brought her entire team to record us chatting to us right here on Channel Africa.
It is 3:30 Central African time. Let's get in touch with our sports update with Zycon.
Conversations are happening.